Eti fun kwa papa de Likee TV national message and number channel so no hit and no subscribe so me drop in the latest news content abaje brand when you be eti na ya power and send ma the latest news content yensa aka and the April more. Yes, NDC finally the list of MPs now winning all the 16 regions eti for yes it means or man list regions ni padodoa enkofuna boadwuma etifo wo ma boadwuma pa you say regions no ne kwanya enkofuna strategy but me hu ni say nyankopon ene boy NDC yes because nyame na do say o hwe Ghana for tibia ne bra o my ni suna and o kire MPP for ni bibi na me mongram ni enhwe the regions ne kwanya omofa so di we ni city ni ne ba de ka ho be di mo se ni bi bebrem
down because we come back to them listen and it's a journal article we write on the factors that accounted for the monumental defeat of President Akufo-Addo, not MPP, not Bawumia, but President Akufo-Addo first before MPP and then Bawumia. So people have spoken about corruption. You can talk about the corruption perception index of 2016 and compare it corruption perception index now. And they are either going down, we've either gone down or we are the same. Nepotistic appointments, okay? I will not run a family and friends government. Then you appoint people around you and then you have some of your nephews and nieces arrogantly telling Ghanaians that, oh, it is because we are appointing people around us in our family because our grandfather took all of us to school. Otimi for to me wa or raw kawa for a bit.
Was
no. I don't know how to say it in English.
But, it has an implication. So what are you implying?
What I'm implying was that at a point in time, they had disrespected us to the point that when they are saying some of these nonsensical things, they do not even have a sense of appreciation that you are even insulting us. When you are saying that you will not run a family and friends government, and then you came, and then you are running a super family and friends government, a government of family, friends, and concubines.
Yes.
Then your nephew comes to tell us that, oh, you are doing so because for you,
yes,
not just there's even one who was made an ambassador to Czech Republic.
You're obstructing the flow.
All of them.
Okay, so you tell us that your grandfather, also your grandfather, he sent you to school, and so that's why then, because all of you are educated, that's how come you are appointing your family people. When you went to school, how did you perform? School, how did you perform? When you went to school, what was your performance?
Okay.
Both you and then your uncle, what was your performance in school? It's not just about going to school to perform. If you go to school, the school must go into you so that you use your education to do things, to handle the mandate and the trust and the confidence that has been given to you well. You don't just
from Oxford.
You don't just go to school and then just come and say we went to school and the school has not gone into you, but you say you went. So bad governance. Okay, so nepotistic appointment and failure of the government to listen to opinion, okay, of the public. And we've always said this. I said even Jerry Rawlings, who insisted that he's not a party, he's not a fan of multi-party democracy, he knew how to listen. He knew how to pander the public opinion. And I've always used the Kumiprekon 1995 demonstration that made Rawlings listen and withdrew the VAT. Okay, you were sacking an auditor general. Civil society leaders came together, Ghanaians came together to tell you that you can't do that. And then you started casting aspersions at them. That you also saying all manner of things at them. Okay, you never listened until the courts told you that what you did was wrong. But around the time that the court gave the verdict, it was too late. And we have a court that has been politicized to the point that they know how to expedite hearing and sitting on certain matters that are partisan and matters that are of national interest, they delay it in perpetuity. Well, it's up to them. I will not comment, I will not tell them what the government of the day would have to do to them. I leave it to the judgment and the decision of the government of the day as to how it would want to work to ensure that we have a judicial system that we all can trust. I'm telling you, part of the reasons why the elections went the way it went was the fact that people certainly believed that they cannot take their matter to court.
Yeah.
Judges of the Supreme Court, I'm telling you, people felt that they cannot have you guys resolve election petition. That's why the elections went the way it went. People were vigilant. They said they would decide the elections at the polling station. They cannot trust you. And so, if you don't care about your own reputation and image, and you don't care about how you can serve the justice system such that all would have confidence in you, it is up to you. But the new government of the day has a task to ensure that we create or rebuild our justice system such that its verdicts would always be respected by all. There are other factors, so I've spoken about this, and so it ties in the manipulation of the judicial processes and the alleged or perceived packing of the courts by party loyalists. People have spoken about economic indicators, but I think the idea of haircuts, have not been mentioned. Okay, haircuts. You see, if you and DD. You see, if you talk about haircuts, you are not that popular. Okay, the idea of discussing haircut is not too popular because then people say, "Hey, you have money to go and save, and they're giving you a haircut. How about me, who has not even saved?" Okay, so haircut was suffered by quote and unquote people who had something to save. But a lot of Ghanaians do not even have much to save. And so it is not something that, but it came out strongly in determining voter behavior among the middle class. Right. Then you can talk about...
so it's saying that the middle class showed up.
Yes.
Overwhelmingly.
It was a battle for survival of the election key makers and middle class. It was a personal battle for their survival. Then you can talk about arrogance. I mean, it's been spoken about arrogance. And in determining who must become your running mate, respectfully, I think that I had a lot of, I'll be honest with you, I thought that Vice President Bawumia was not given the chance to do what he was supposed to do. And that I felt that given the chance, he would have proved his mettle. But I lost a little confidence or some confidence in him when it came to appointing his running mates. I have a lot of respect for both of them. But I thought respectfully that, look, the choice of the running mates did him in.
Right.
Later when Educhum was going about talking, people started clapping. But Educhum, you have somebody like this. A running mate is supposed to add to your votes. A running mate is supposed to be adding votes to yours.
So,
but you brought a running mate who, anytime he spoke, people had to go and interpret or to correct some of the things that he has said. Anytime he spoke, it offended the emotions and sensibilities of people. But compare him to Educhum. Okay, anytime Educhum spoke, he was conciliatory, he was fair, he was calm, firm, and yet assertive. And people were, there was one time that Educhum was talking about free SHS and its dividends, even though I have a lot of qualms about that. But the way and manner he went about it had party communicators telling me that, hey, we didn't even know that some of these things had been done. And they come, but you brought in somebody who rather took away from you. Somebody who, when he had not been appointed as running mate, was able to marshal the media, okay, to project him as an agenda, even when he's not appointed. And that thing was done in a manner that even took away the surprise element. Anytime you are looking for somebody to partner you, sometimes people get surprised. Hey, how come? But this one, he was able to gang up the party itself and to gang up the media to project him. And if you know that you are the one going to be appointed, why do you want to marshal all the media's effort
what will be
in
the
support?
diagnosis of
So
the impact of Dr. Matopoku?
My point is that my point is that so anytime he spoke, it's the language, the body language, and the tone that he used offended the sensibilities of many Ghanaians. And I'll tie this in with what I've described as bad presidential temperament. The president himself didn't have the suitable temperament, or still does not have the suitable temperament to become president. Okay, a president must be a father of the nation. You must be sober, you must be reflective, and you must know how to communicate. The only time that the president, for me, communicated to Ghanaians in a sober and somber mood was during the time of COVID. But apart from that, a president who is using his leg to kick cheese, get up and greet. I mean, respect is commanded. It's not demanded. Okay? Can you go to Asantini and use your leg to kick him and say, Asantini, get up and greet me? So he didn't have, look at the language that he used. Anytime he was pushed to the wall, he does not have the suitable temperament to become president. So anytime he spoke, you see a certain boisterousness. But he showed presidential boisterousness instead of being a statesman, fatherly, and being sober and conciliatory. And I don't know. So if you have appointed and surrounded yourself with people who are always beholden, people who are always pandering to fear, people who shake when you speak, then some of these things cannot be corrected. And so his administration makes me miss the days of BJ Darucha. I worked with him when I was at the IEA, when he was old.
I see. Okay,
BJ Darucha, the Odei Sykes, the Haruna Esekus, the Ejenim Boatens, even the Damboches, and no, Nintos. Those days, who are you? President Akufo-Addo wanted to appoint Haji Ali Mahama as his running mate. He was told in the face that, look, what do you mean? Okay, but he surrounded or he manipulated the selection of the top echelons of the party such that at the end of the day, these top echelons were always under his grip. And so when he didn't have the temperament and when he was not doing well and when he was not comporting himself publicly in terms of his utterances, nobody could tell him that, Mr. President, they don't do that. That's why I said the party itself is a conservative party. It has a tradition, and people who know it, okay, are there. They've been relegated to the background. And latter-day saints who know next to nothing about the party's tradition have now been brought to the fore. And so when people are doing things that go contrary to the traditions of the party, they don't even know. So how can they remind or draw attention to the Haruna Eseku, BJ Darucha? You could not do this. Okay? In his face, he will tell you how they formed the party, and he will put you in your rightful place. Right. Now, Bawumia also went about campaigning. Before then, the president did this hopeless call when he was asked about fixing the challenges of the country, and he said that we should wait for the next government, to come in. And I said that, look at you, when you are confronted with crisis and you say we should wait for the next government, it's a problem. Then the Vice President Bawumia also waged a campaign that never admitted the current challenges, but spoke about new vision. And you see, generally, the MPP focused on winning elections rather than governing. Okay, and it doesn't make sense. Come to the Jampo Consult, who will train you and teach you about how to campaign, okay, in a manner that touts achievement of governance so that the achievement would speak for you and help you win an election. They focused only on winning elections, and so in that regard, when there are problems staring at us, you discounted those problems, but you outline new vision. Does it make sense? No, does it make sense? Let me tell you, we sat on somebody's application to at a certain place. Somebody had done 1 term of office in an organization, and the person wanted a 2nd term of office. Okay, so I was part of a panel that was reviewing his application. In his statement that was starting his achievement and vision, he admitted certain problems that he encountered. But in outline,
Damasi so samo je brani bi wadali update TV ni so.